to the next, the last one, the internal rate of return. And as I told you that the payback period method was the easiest one, and perhaps the internal rate of return is the hardest of the three. Okay, but you will have to understand, and I suppose I will be able to explain it to you clearly, and after that, if you have any query, you may ring me up, give me a missed call. I will reach out to you later on, okay, at a time of my convenience. Now, internal rate of return, or IRR, is that rate of return, or you can even say is that rate of interest or that rate of discount corresponding to which the present value of a project is just equal to its cost, okay, initial cost. So that is summation of PV is equal to C, or PV minus C, summation of PV minus C is equal to 0. Now let us make it clear. Let a project with initial cost C have a maturity period of n years. Maturity period, once again, what is that? That is the period during which it will yield returns, during which the project will be active. The returns in n successive years are R1, R2, R3, like that to Rn, capital R. Now, the PV of return in year 1, what is the actual return? It is R1. What is the present value? It is R1 by 1 plus R, where R is the expected return or the rate of discount or the rate of interest. So, PV of the return in year 2 is R2 by 1 plus R whole square. This you have done, and similarly for year n it is Rn divided by 1 plus R to the power n. So the total present value will be the sum of all these terms. Now this small rr will be internal rate of return if this total summation is equal to C. So if we write it, symbolize it, that is, so that will be I tending to 1 to n. This is sigma, okay, sigma means summation. So sigma of I tending to 1 to n, Ri by 1 plus small r whole to the power I. Here I is this I. First, for year 1 it is 1, for year 2 it is 2, for year n it is n, okay, is equal to C. If you even do not remember this, till here if you write, till here you will get the marks, okay. So this is, instead rather I tell you that if you make a mistake, if you think that you can make a mistake by writing it in symbols, keep it till this step, okay. Now this will be even more clear if we do a small sum, and let me tell you that this type of sum can only come in the part 1, okay, not in the part 2, not a 5 marks question. It can be maximum of 2 marks question, okay. So let a project with initial cost of rupees 10,000 yield no return at the end of year 1, that is first year, but yields rupees 12,100 at the end of the second year. Calculate the internal rate of return. So in the above project, the initial cost is rupees 10,000, C is equal to 10,000. The maturity period is 2 years because it yields no return in the first year, but it yields return in the second year. That is, though it yields no return at the end of the first year, it remains active because in the end of the second year it yields rupees 12,100. So R1 is equal to 0, capital R1 is equal to 0, capital R2 is 12,100. So what is the PV of R1? It is 0 by 1 plus small r whole to the power 1. Okay. Now anything 0 divided by anything will be 0. Now PV of R2 will be 12,100 whole divided by 1 plus R whole square. Okay, so this small rr will be IRR if the summation of the present values of the 2 years is just equal to the cost of the project. Okay, so this plus this is equal to 10,000. Now if we do it, we will see this part is coming to 0. So 1 plus R whole square is equal to 12100 by 10,000. These zeros get cancelled, so it is 11 by 10 whole square. So 1 plus R is equal to 11 by 10. Now remember, since in economics the magnitudes, the rate of interest, we will not imagine a negative interest rate. There can be negative interest, but for calculation purpose we will neglect the negative interest rate, because negative interest rate actually it is not possible. Okay, you keep the money in the bank and the bank charges you money, it does charge you money, but the rate of interest actually paid is not negative. Okay, so that is R is equal to 1.1 minus 1. So it is 0.1. So that is 0.1 means 10%. Okay. So the internal rate of return. So here it will be at the end of the sum. Internal rate of return is equal to 10%. Don't write it here. You will write it at the end. Since I did not have any room here, I wrote it here. So IRR is equal to 10%. Now next day we will do a little bit cumbersome sum. Okay. Now that will be our last YouTube uploading, and the rest I will be giving you in PDF. Okay. Thank you.